Hello everybody! Welcome aboard to Night 5 of our streaming of Paranormasight. Yeah, this one's been really good so far. I've been liking a lot. Defrazak, greetings from Italy! Hey! Hello, welcome aboard the channel. Welcome. All the way from Italy. Huh. I don't even know what the time difference would be over there. I'm thinking it's kind of late at night, but, you know. Alright, so, like I said, this is going to be the, we're going to try and get through at least all the rest of the storylines. We probably won't get 100% completion, but, you know, it is what it is. It's alright. I can handle that. Oh, did you like the new intro? Little spooky ghost. Thought it was appropriate given, you know, we're playing kind of a scary story and, you know, Halloween 'tis upon us. Oh, we got Canada, Brazil, Italy. Jeez, 3 people in the chat and we've got like such a massive span of space. All right. Awesome. My geography could suck, but I do believe that means we have 3 continents represented. All right. Well, I'm Canadian myself too, so, you know, just a good old boring Canuck. I'm loving this game, honestly. You know, it has had some great twists to it. I enjoy that. I mean, even if I'm wrong, but I do enjoy that there seems to be some intertwining of the storylines. I enjoy how, you know, in Tetsuo's like route, he makes just that sort of offhand comment, oh yeah, even one of the members of the paranormal investigations units is a kid and, you know, working on the front lines. And then all of a sudden we get into Yako's route and there's Mio who, yeah, is probably that kid. So I really like how everything's intertwining together. I really enjoy how everything's fitting together. It's kind of neat that it breaks that fourth wall a little bit, that you aren't just the player of the character, you know what I mean? Like the storyteller's actually talking to you, the player, and there are certain ways that you get out of certain situations that would only be you'd only be capable of doing by playing the game. In fact, you know, the storyteller makes that comment several times during Shogo's route that, you know, oh, you know how to get out of it, but Shogo doesn't. You can get out of it, but he can't. And I think that's really cool. I do enjoy when games kind of twist things a little bit that way. I think it's pretty neat. So yeah, no, I'm really enjoying this game a lot. And honestly, having some fun doing it just like live streaming. It's a little, I mean, I confess I'm a little lazy, so I do kind of enjoy a format where I can just kind of come on in and hang out and play and then not have to do hours of editing after the fact. It's kind of nice. I don't know if I'll get all of the endings today. I'm definitely going to finish everyone's like a route for everybody. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting no platinum soaps today. Oh man, like, did you see how many freaking birds it says that you need to find? Like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna. My goal is just to play the story right now. You know, it's funny, I am not a super completist when it comes to games. I like to complete things that are fun. I like to complete the things that make the story deeper, but I'm not one of those people that it's like I have to grab every collectible and everything else. So I probably won't be chasing birds tonight. Besides, I get the feeling that we've probably got some pretty solid time left in this route, so we should probably just start getting into it. So let me go into start game. Right, so we were with Harue. This is the, like, we've played through, we've gotten to an end of at least, well, every route so far. I mean, obviously this one's blanked out because we don't have a full picture, I don't think, in order to enable it. And then this one, we can't get out, we can't escape because there's something that we don't know. There's some information that we're lacking. So, for instance, when Yako is trying to escape the school, she runs into that janitor. There is an option there, but it's all like fuzzed out. I'm curious if that's the only change that gets unlocked, or whether there's anything else in the route. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, I do enjoy the game. I love how it's kind of forcing you to play all the different routes in order to get that complete story. I do kind of enjoy that you're not having to just burn through one route and it basically spoils everything for you. It's cool how it's working. So yeah, I think that's cool. Everlasting, hold on. Stand by 1 second. I'm doing something on the YouTubes. On the YouTubes. Doopy doo doop doop. Doopy 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 doop. Boopy doopy doopy doop. I think I did play Everlasting Summer many moons ago. Like many moons ago. Yeah, Everlasting Summer. Oh, it's unlisted. Ha 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 ha. I forgot that I unlisted some of this stuff. Huh, interesting. Alright, okay, well anyway. We're let's get into things here. Alright, so we're going to go back to Haruhi. So, of course, she's the one, her kid got kidnapped, murdered. She's hired the detective to look into things because the police have kind of been like, washed their hands of it. And he was approached by one of the teachers at Yako and Mio's school who said that Michio, Yako's friend who committed suicide, was in fact involved. So, it's, yeah. Oh, what? Everlasting Summer? Yeah, it's it's one of those games that it's not family friendly if you go by the end of certain routes. Although I will give it credit, it does have a pretty interesting story that seems to it talks very much about the whole like things that we do as youth and how we can change our future and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, let's go. We're gonna go. How many schoolgirls have I killed in the game so far? I mean, to be fair, myself, I've only killed one. Which was Yako when I played Shogo's route, but other than that, I did kind of try to kill the teacher with Yako, and that didn't work out, but oh well. I mean, there's been a couple of schoolgirls that have been killed in the game beyond what I actually did. Yeah. Anyway, you know what? I am much more into something like this. I do enjoy that it's got a great story, that it's cerebral, and that it's got some horror elements to it. And yeah. Anyway, let's go. So, Haruhi got the is Everlasting Summer any good? There's good aspects. I mean, thankfully it's not... It's like one of those visual novels that would have been really good and didn't need any kind of H scenes, but they put them in because of the fan base. Although, interestingly, it's a Russian game. It's not a Japanese visual novel. Which actually probably really explains why they felt the need to put H scenes in it, because, I don't know. Anyway, I just started. I didn't even know what the game was about when I started. I only played it at the time because I was starting to think I was going to do gameplays, and it had such a high rating that I was like, oh, for sure I'll get views if I play this. So, yeah. All right, so let's go. Boom. I get the feeling that Haruhi is not going to listen to his advice, and she's going to leave the house. It's been almost an hour since Richter left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened, but he hasn't. So all I can do is wait and wait. Anything new in the flower arrangements? They put me at ease, just a little bit. Stereo. Should I put a record on? No, it's too late for that. I'm not in the mood for music anyway. That old hanging scroll, I've seen it too often to feel anything from it now. Rotary phone. Fax machine. Yeah. Oh, newspaper. Yeah, what's that? Okay, let's read it. Let's see. It's a newspaper. I only leave them in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. City's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so bad it'd make my eyes water. Eventually, people started getting sick, and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then, although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. Can't I read other stuff? If there's one thing Honjo never wants for, it's horrific crimes. They found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore, not since last year. It brings back too many painful memories. Suicide at a local high school. Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off a roof about a week ago. Yeah, see? A week ago. She was bullied, I think. Or maybe it was something about exam pressure. Will it say the name? Yes, come on. There you go. What? But yes. There we go. Finally. She gets it. Her name. Yes. So we know the teacher's sketchy as sketch. Because she was already dead. I knew that. I know. I was like, why does he say, making it sound like she just died? And I was like, is this a lie from the teacher? Or is this actually like me just the timeline getting stupid? I mean, I don't know, man. Anyway, whatever. Now the post-war is pure removing the air of large corporations. It's about 220 to 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise. Exports are healthy. Dollars down from us. Okay, yeah, the economy. I didn't really like. Please tell me that. Oh, come on. I don't really want to. Yeah, apartments. Feels like another world. Okay. Is that it for that one? Cultural articles. Now that everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all kinds of new diversions. Seems like only yesterday that people were flocking to the arcades to shoot aliens, but now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. You mean, is Michio really gone? Or is she haunting the dude? Or was it faked? No, it couldn't have been faked. Whatever. Everyone's talking about superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music was all the rage. Now it's all about city pop and idols. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. I hear the new big thing is some mascot line of delinquent birds. Mockingbirds, I think it's called. Was that what Richter was talking about? trends seem to have such short shelf lives now with how quickly times are changing. I think I'm just too old to keep up anymore. Young people are leading the way with their modern worldviews. My generation will only fall further behind. We all feel that way. Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. The country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education's the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. Man, that's some real baby boomer Gen X thinking. With more people in the running than ever, the competition to get into those universities has gotten fierce. The new generation is rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I don't want to read anymore. It only remind me of him. That's the television articles. I don't watch much television. Feels as if all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box, but Father stopped them from reporting on the kidnapping back when it happened. I was glad about that. Less fuss. Now the comedy boom is over. All the comedians are flocking to other genres. The occult seems really popular at the moment. Look at all these paranormal specials. Like I don't want to be turning this into the let's talk about H scenes for visual novels thing, but I will say that's one thing that Steam does is that most of the stuff you buy off Steam does not have H scenes. And so for the most part, like if you don't want to have that stuff in your game, you can pretty much play, unless it's something like that's like obviously Eshi, but you know, like what was that game Markiplier played? Honey Pop or something? Like, yeah, obviously gonna have naughty bits, but most visual novels that actually have good stories, you don't need the H scenes, and the Steam store usually doesn't have them included. And it is kind of like exactly what you're saying, CL. Like, the H scenes, they don't happen. It's just basically like the door gets shut. You know what... You pretty much can figure out what's going on, but you don't... There's no need for anything like that, so... Yeah. Oh, hey, Silent. Sorry, I didn't see you saying hello and all the stuff. Anyway, let's think a little bit. The same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping committed suicide last week, but that means Mr. Jonuichi was terrified of someone who already died? Is that what he meant by a curse? I can't work this out on my own. Maybe Richter will know. Why won't he call? Oh, I haven't left it off the hook, have I? I've made sure it's on the hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls. Oh, that ringing was really quiet. Holy, did I turn the... Oh, I better pick it up. Hello? It's not Richter. How much you want to bet? Boop, ba-doop, 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 boop. Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komogata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing. Komogata Bridge over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night. I don't really want to read about bridges. Oh, come on. Sumida River. The water's filthy and horrid, but at night when it's still, it looks almost peaceful. Can I ask you something, ma'am? Well, is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home? I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. Right. Should have guessed. This was where they found him after he went missing, all alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been, how cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then, and I prayed to the river to give him back, to give me back my son, day after day after day. Yeah, that's gotta just wreck you, man. Holy. Like, that repetition and everything else, like, we were talking last night how she seems dead inside, and like, you could totally, I mean, aside from just the horrible thing about having your kid murdered like that, I'm just saying, like, she just is obviously reliving it over and over if she's coming here like every day. It's like she's just re-inflicting even more trauma on herself. No wonder she's even further gone. You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world met the next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. That same place would later become Honjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. Oh, that's like cool. Whoa, wait. That's a cool thought. So he's basically saying, like, because flowing water had this spiritual significance, people living on one side associated the other side as being like the afterlife, and that belief like took root. We were talking about this, I think, on day one when I started playing this. Was it day one or day two? But anyway, whatever. We were talking about it. And we were talking about the fact how, like, you know, even in paranormal research, there is this concept that if enough people believe a thing is haunted, it becomes haunted. Not because it is, not because there's a spirit, but because the people themselves, their own thoughts and intentions, have actually created that haunting. You know, and it's kind of like that whole, like, you'll experience paranormal activity if you believe in it, right? Because you're already, in your own mind, creating the experience. And I'm not saying that paranormal stuff does not exist or does exist, but that's not the discussion. I'm just saying that, you know, it's interesting because he's kind of saying that this weird city that we're dealing with and all this crazy crap that's going on in it, it seems to really date all the way back hundreds of years to just this sort of belief, this association that people had. It's really crazy. Huh. Yeah. Anyway, that's Lamunation a try. Lamunation? It's funny? Maybe I'll try it out. Or at least look it up. Oh, city map. But then the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Meirike, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. And as it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore, and stop it leaking through to our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too. Like, this is a really interesting conversation. Like, you know, honestly, this one thing that I really like about this game too is that, you know, visual novels can be really cool. I like them. And it's like reading, it's like experiencing a book in sort of both the reading and visual side. But I do enjoy when what they're talking about has these really cool connotations, you know, that it's not just dialogue back and forth, but it actually has this more far-reaching idea. Are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the 7 mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot we're standing now, right over the water, the border between life and death. If there was ever a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. Huh. Huh. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking aloud, ma'am. Huh. Well, it's a nice thought. It is a nice thought. Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? Go ahead. It must have been about 20 years now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy, and it stank. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. Oh my God. The fuck? Like, how does anybody allow that to happen? Like, I just cannot fathom that, you know? Anyway, I don't want to turn this into like an environmentalism rant, but seriously though, big beautiful bodies of water, let's throw crap in it. Bunch of ding-dongs. Man, humanity, we're so stupid. And one day, among all the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand. Wait. But, what? It was almost a miracle when you stopped to think about it. Oh, that was the murder. Oh, this thing. Okay, it's like even more now looping around. She was a classmate of the chick that was murdered, Tatsuya. Oh man. See, this is what I love. This is the one thing that visual novels give you. I mean, like, actual novels do it too, but I think visual novels are more impactful because it's got the visual aspect as well. That, I mean, for me, maybe that's for me because I'm a visual person, but I just find that, like, when I can have these intertwining, like, storylines and stuff, and I seem to be able to pick them up better when there's a visual aspect. Man. Huh. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her hand that was still recognizable, and that, although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have had an identifiable scar, and that they could tell it had been a murder from the blade marks on the bone? Wait, are you talking about the Nejima murders? So you have heard of it. I'm impressed. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time. I wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Huh. Huh! The man who made headlines over 2 decades ago as the perpetrator of the brutal killings known as the Nejima murders. Huh. Huh! Alright. Like, I feel like, you know what, this is one of those games, too, that I kind of feel like there's all sorts of stuff that we should be reading in those files. I'm not going to do it on stream just because, well, first of all, I'd want to read it silently because I don't want to destroy my throat. And secondly, if you decide to play this game, it gives you stuff to dig into that, you know, I wouldn't have been, but yeah. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. I bet a wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. A sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny. Everyone figures the river's filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. Yeah, Richter gets it. I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself. That's right, which is why the riverbed is the last place anybody would go looking. Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped a body up into tiny pieces and threw it in the river, it would rot quickly and discreetly and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Okay, she's creeping me out, man. Like, she just seems to, like, I don't know. I mean, I get that, like, I get that she's probably internalized so much of this trauma that she's thought about this river so damn much. But, wow. Wow. You know? Jeez. Are you saying what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after, Fumichika and Nejima, the man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime, and people began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end, but the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? That same thought spread through everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least, that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting? Yeah, girl's seen some shit. Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. You think? Richter, I nominate you for Understatement of the Decade. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nejima murders. But how could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand. The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nejima to justice. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. Oh, damn. Damn. Yeah, she has like, she's almost like, I mean, like, I don't know, like, what you mean when you say that's not a woman anymore, Silent, but I think maybe what you're saying is like, you know, she's almost like a ghost. Like, she almost doesn't really live in the world. Like, I even thought that when we met her as Shogo, right? She was just so detached, and like, we could say like, yeah, she's dead inside. I mean, like, you know, there seems to be a certain level of that, but she's almost phantom-like, you know. She's just detached as from the world in a way that's just, it's creepy, like, it's unsettling. But I mean, again, like, you know, you've got to think, like, here's this lady that, okay, now we found out, like, even crazy ass thing, but now, like, add on top of that, she says it's the only time her dad said he was proud of her. Hey, you found, like, parts of your dead, like, classmate. I'm so proud of you. Really? That's your, like, yeah. No, Lawrence, yeah, like, thanks for finding that partial hand and all. Like, what? Like, that's just twisted, man. And, like, what kind of things did she hear with her family being so tied to the police? What kind of, like, you got to think, like, in some ways, she's just twisted. She's been twisted for a long time. And now, like, the thing that's happened with her son is just, like, even like, yeah, there ain't no soap washing this shit away. No way. I guess it just wasn't the killer's day. I don't know whether I'd look at that. Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. I have nothing but awful memories of it. Okay. Wow. That was something else. I'm going to go first. Something I need to tell you. What's up? Well, that girl, Michio Shiraishi, the one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, that's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? The student who committed suicide last week. That was her. I heard something like that had happened. Never got the name, though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get a lead only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Jonoichi was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? It seems like we're back where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something. I'm sure of it. At the very least, I'd put money on him having something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. See, I'm thinking the same thing, my guy. Also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. Yeah, I think that too. In any case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. A hunch? Well, more of a theory. Care to take a guess? I mean, like, I don't think any of these are going to be, like... I can't say for certain, but... He, like, okay. That would certainly give him a good reason to think she'd hold a grudge, but I'm not sure I buy it. That might be a little bit far-fetched. I see, I'm sorry if I disappointed you. I'm not really cut out to play detective. Well, no point dwelling on speculation. The truth will out in time. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Janucci. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries looking for curse bearers, and I think I found a few candidates. First, a tall man I ran into Kinshibori Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. And he was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer. Isn't that the dude from, like, our company? Soap! Soap company! So, but if Shogo's dead and Yoko got away, somebody else got that curse. So maybe it was him because we know he was there. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Warigesui Street. Oh, that's the, like, researcher guy, right? No question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him, too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. Gathering soul dregs, I'd bet. He'd make a good target. Next up is a pair, a young man and woman I saw around Ryogoku Bridge. But the girl wasn't there when we got his thing, like his Tetsuya. This time, the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. Looks like they lurk around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. Though, it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soul dregs in a group might be a decent idea if you could make it work. But with things being how they are, it's got to be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass, though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Last is 2 detectives I've seen sniffing around. The police are involved? Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, something's got to be up. How do you know where they're from? Let's just say that when you're in this business, there are some faces you get to know. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye. You found all of them in so little time? I really did hire the best. Yeah, Richter's the bomb! Right, Silent? Like, seriously, like, who wants to live in this town? Like, honey, pack up. We're getting the hell out of Murderville. Richter Kai, investigator extraordinaire. My, an investigator extraordinaire. Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet. An investigator extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. I don't know, dude. Like, I think everyone who's seen you in this game thinks you stick out, but, you know. But you're so flamboyant, everybody thinks, like, doesn't take you seriously. The middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising, am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there's still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. Wow. Just struck me it's been 20 years since the Nejima murders. So it has. Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Only if they're found to show remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right, I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation. Oh, really? They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report in for regular checkups, but to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities so they won't be recognized in the workplace. My, the way you put it. It's like you're saying Fumichika Nejima could be out on parole right now, back in society under a new name, with nobody any the wiser. Oh, bro. Bro! It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if that was Nejima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind. Man, I hope it's cheap to live in. Good God, like... Rent, like, friggin' house prices gotta be driven down by all the, like, death and negativity and curses and murders and stuff. Good God. I see. How unsettling. Yeah, like that. You think? Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too. What was it? I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think. And I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Nejima. Oh? He looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remembered too. I told myself I was just seeing things. But perhaps... I figured it was going to be something to do with the damn janitor. Perhaps it was him after all. So, what next? The big question now is what the rest of the curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think. I see. All right. Excuse me. Uh-oh. You spoke too soon. You just red flagged yourself, bro. Oh, Lord. It's this chick. Curse bears? What's that, then? It means someone who's gathering souls for the rite of resurrection. You have heard of the rite of resurrection, haven't you? Everybody's talking about it. Color me intrigued. Care to tell me more, miss? What was your name again? Oh, silly me. I'm Ayame Tono. I don't trust you, Ayame Tono. Yeah, of course he's got his guard up. She must be brave walking around alone this late, or maybe there's more to it. Yeah, it's probably because she's got a friggin' curse! So the best way to collect soul dregs is to kill other curse bearers, and that's about the size of it. I hope it wasn't too much to follow. No, I think I got the gist. Funny old world we live in, huh? So, are you saying you're one of these curse bearers? No, well, not quite. It's complicated. I'm not, but Yutaro is. Yutaro, is that your boyfriend? Oh, heavens no, just a friend. His full name is Yutaro Namegaki. I suppose you could say partners in crime. That's a funny way of putting it. Yeah, damn straight it's a funny way of putting it. So where's this Yutaro now? Well, about that. He's not actually a curse bearer anymore. He's more like a former curse bearer. Former? How so? I don't really know the details myself, but apparently he lost his curse stone. Typical, right? He makes such a show of being a top student only to flunk where it counts. So now I'm out here looking for curse bearers myself. If you want something done right... What the hell is with this chick? Neither of them will be of use to us. Well, yeah, but... No, she's not... But come on, like, she's not asking you this kind of stuff if she's completely without... Like, why would she bother? She'd give up. So there's got to be something more to it. All I know is that he came back saying he didn't have it anymore. Although, well... It's strange that you'd probe into that of all things. I'm just the curious sort, that's all. Sorry if it's a touchy subject. Oh, I don't mind. I don't particularly care about keeping it a secret. Yutaro can be a little irrational sometimes, so I have to keep a level head on my shoulders. Like... So anyway, mind if I ask why you thought I was a curse bearer? Yeah, no kidding, you can't trust anyone tonight. They're all like sketchy as sketch. I saw the two of you out late at night, and I suppose I made assumptions. Gotcha. Sorry if we gave you the wrong idea. Out of interest, what was your plan if we did turn out to be curse bearers? Great question, and the answer is, I was going to ask you very nicely for your curse stones. And you thought we'd have given them to you? Just like that? Well, maybe not. But you know what they say, you never know until you ask. You must really love your boyfriend if you're willing to try something that risky. Oh goodness no, we're just friends. My life doesn't revolve around him, you know. Like, you are, like, why is everyone so sketchy? Like, I remember, like, when we started this game and Yoko just seemed like that crazy, silly, occult-obsessed girl. Damn, she's like the most normal chick in this whole game. No, not even just the most normal woman, the most normal person, I think, in this whole game. Except maybe Richter, because, you know, Richter's like suave with that hair of his. But seriously, though, everyone in this game is just so sketchy and off their rocker. Yeah, right? It's the soaps. Well, it's something. It's probably what's in the river. It's like rotted all their effing brains. Psh. Anyway, you aren't curse bearers, so I'm just bothering you, aren't I? Please ignore me. Why do I feel like that? What? Yeah, what do you want to do with the rite of resurrection? Well, Yutaro has his own plan all laid out. I don't know if I can get behind it, though. It seems, how do I put it, self-centered. I mean, if you got a chance to resurrect the dead, it'd be a waste not to use it on someone that really matters, right? So I was planning to steal his curse stone at the last second and use it for myself. Well, until he lost it anyway. Oh, but don't tell Yutaro I was going to do that, okay? I don't think he'd be happy to hear it. Of course, keeping secrets is my business. My, aren't you dashing? Sounds like you really have your heart set on this, right? What you're hoping to use it on. Do you promise you won't laugh? Do you have a dog too? Prepare to be amazed. I'd love to be amazed. I love being amazed. Woodblock prints are your specialty. ukiyo-e in particular. Ukiyo-e? You must be a cultured lady. Really? Do you think so? Everybody says it's a strange interest for a girl to have. I don't know, man. She does kind of give off that final boss material. Yeah, you're not wrong. People often think of ukiyo-e as some inaccessible high-class art form, but that's totally untrue. Back in the Edo period, it was the art for the masses, amusement for common people. So when you think about it, we feel exactly the same thrills from every brushstroke as they did back then. Isn't that fascinating? I don't think she killed Ogopogo. If she did, she's going in the river. The undisputed king is the one and only Hokusai. You want to resurrect a master of an art form? That's your plan? So what, he'll teach you? I mean, I guess there's stupider things, but... He lived somewhere around here back in the Edo period. That's right, you're just as knowledgeable as you look. His 36 views of Mount Fuji are so iconic, they're the only works of his most people know. But Hokusai was so much more than just mountains and waves. That's only the teeny tip of a veritable iceberg of work. I've got to admit, I only really know him from those landscapes myself. Oh, don't worry about it. Anyone can learn. When Hokusai died at the age of 90, he left behind over 30,000 drawings. 30,000! Damn! No, she doesn't have her boyfriend's curse stone because he gave it to the cops. That's multiple drawings a day for 80 years. Amazing, right? So he kept on drawing right up into his old age, huh? Impressive. But even in his final years, he was never satisfied with his own work. His dying words were, "Should heaven afford me but 5 more years, I shall finally become a true artist." Even on his deathbed, he still thought he had more to learn. Tetsuya has the soap. He was already the greatest painter and artist of his era. Who knows what he could have done with more time? Well, that's what I want to find out. You want to... You're saying... Besides, he always said he wanted to move out of 100 houses, but he only made it to 93. Isn't that just tragic? Oh no. No way this is going where I think it's going. Imagine the masterpieces he could create with modern techniques. I feel all dizzy just thinking about it. You gotta be kidding me. So if I understand correctly, you want to use the rite of resurrection to... That's right, I want to bring Hokusai back to life. Well, that's certainly a novel idea. I agree. Harue. That's what she'd use it on? What a waste. So just... Jeez. Oh gosh, is that the time I should be going? I need to get my hands on a curse bearer before daybreak. Sorry for flagging you down out of the blue like that. Best of luck. And just like that, she's gone. What? She was approached by Yutaru Nabagaki in town, and although she was not attracted to him, agreed to date him because his family seemed rich. Oh my god. Trash. Well, there goes trouble. Damn straight, Richter. If we're going after curse stones, we should keep an eye on her, too, if we can. Why do you say that? Before she left, she wished us best of luck. She's got at least an inkling that we're curse bearers. There's a good chance we'll clash sooner or later. We're after the same thing, after all. Right! Final boss! You were right! Final boss! You head on back to the mansion, ma'am. I think I'll tail her for a while. Don't get too close, Richter. I like you, my dude. I don't want you to die. Wow. Crazy, man. Crazy what's going on. So I wonder now that I have suspicions of who that janitor is, I wonder if I would have that selection opened up here. Okay, we'll just keep going this way and then we'll see where we go. Okay. Okay. Off we go. I'm just going to continue on her route until we come up against a roadblock, because, you know, until that happens, we're going. All right, so she did come home. That surprises me. I honestly didn't think she was going to. Can hear the wind rustling in the trees. Oh, look! I found another chicken! Just like by accident. All right. That's all right. The old Shigima mansion. We rebuilt it here after the Great Kanto earthquake. It's always stayed the same all these years. Even the war didn't touch it. I never liked it growing up. I always wanted to live somewhere more modern. I'll go inside. We're gonna go inside. Oh, what? Huh. Don't mind me. I think I explained last night that I'm on call for work, so I have like every once in a while I look down at my cell phone just to make sure it's not something important. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Let's do this. Yeah, right? I'm making super progress. Okay, what happens if I say wait here? Okay, I can hear the wind. I'll do think. Will this really be enough to gather the soul dregs I need? What if nobody uses any more curses? I'll lose my chance to bring him back. Okay. Just making sure. It just seems like... Okay, well, I guess there's really nothing else to do. I'll go inside. Weird. Okay. Okay, so... Let's, So I see these things kind of lining up. So let's go back to the school, because now we have an idea of, what's his face, right? So let's resume. We're going to start from the school grounds. Let me see if that option's been unblurred. Okay, yeah. Say I'm sorry. Yeah, the curse stone, okay. Is it... Go home alone without checking on Mio. It actually highlighted. Oh, right. Mr. Janucci was actually looking for you inside the main building. What's that? He's here right now? What's he thinking? I don't know. He was in class 3B on the second floor just a bit ago. Well, I suppose that means I can't be locking up yet. Second floor, you said? I'll go take a peek. Be back in a jiff. My house is really close by. I'll be fine on my own, really. That's so? The snack shop, right? Suppose you'll be fine then. Be careful now, you hear? Stay on the big, well-lit streets. If something happens, shout, "Fire!" Okay, you worry too much. Well, we wouldn't want to be losing any more students. Though I imagine you'd know better than that better than anyone. Yes, you're right. Huh. But that probably means Mio's still dead. That kind of sucks. Hmm. Someone coming down the road. Huh. So now he looks on edge. I wonder what he's doing. Wait, he's the one who discovered the rite of resurrection. It wouldn't be strange for him to be involved with the curses. I wonder if he has a curse stone. What do I do? But it's way past the 10 minutes Mio said she'd be here by. I managed to escape. I can't let that go to waste. I need to get out of here before anyone sees me. Well, timing-wise, I wonder if that meant Raishi was like had given up his curse stone at that point. But for now, I need some rest. Oh, it unlocked. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Tetsuyo. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I know. Like, there's lots of other stories you could tell with this, like, world and these characters and the setup and everything else. Like, you think about that conversation that Richter and Harue just had. Like, it really lays out that there's a lot going on in this city that isn't even just the curses. And I mean, the fact that Tetsuyo was talking about there being this paranormal investigation unit, like, there's a lot going on in this town. Like, there's a lot of stories that could be told here. With this, we'll have visited every place connected to the 7 mysteries. This is the last spot, huh? And we've got nothing to show for it. Even though every last location looked suspect from top to bottom. Maybe we came at the wrong time. There might not have been any curse bearers around. Sounds like we'll need to do another round before morning comes. Or maybe someone's been observing our movements. What? No way. It's just a thought. Either way, we should check out this last place. Let's hope we finally get a lead. Okay, so this is the park that started it all, right? Okay, we're finding Shogo. What the hell is this? Is he dead? Damn it, we were too late. Was this a curse too? Hang on, I'm going to call this in. I'll leave it to you. I'm going to take a look around. Damn. Boss, bad news. What is it? Another mysterious death was reported in the area just now. The medical unit and forensics team are on their way, but it'll be a while before they arrive. That is bad news, so they got someone else. You think this is the work of a curse bearer? With suspicious deaths popping up one after another? We have to assume it is. Shit. Guess we'll be stuck waiting around for a while. Ah, whatever. Let's answer it. Like, really, what's gonna happen? We're gonna go check it out. Don't worry, boss. You could do it. Hello? Kinshibori Park phone booth. Evening, Detective Tsutsumi. How are things looking out there? Who is this? Mwahahaha! I finally got him. The real deal, Detective Tetsuyo Tsutsumi himself. Ah, wait. That's Chief Inspector Tsutsumi now, isn't it? You've come a long way since we last met. I asked you to identify yourself. Man, have you forgotten already? After all the time we spent together? What a time that was. As I recall, I gave you quite the runaround. Wait, is this... Fumichika Nejima? What? Did you say Fumichika Nejima? Like the one from the Nejima murders? Ding, 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 you got it. I had a feeling that the great Chief Tsutsumi would remember me. I spent 20 long years in a cell thanks to you. That shit was not easy. You should be thanking me. Should have given you plenty of time to think and atone for your sins. Wahaha, that it did. I've repented. My conscience is clean as a whistle. Bullshit. 20 years in prison doesn't even begin to make up for the shit you did. I don't know about that. After all, the justice system was gracious enough to grant me parole. What? Yeah, I agree. If this is the real Fumichika Nejima, he must still have a grudge against me for arresting him. So is this payback? Damn it. How did you know where I am? That's my favorite part. The sound of confusion in your voice. It's to die for. This is delicious. I can't get enough. I'm not telling you shit. Have fun racking your tiny little brain for it. Wahaha. I guess I could give you a little hint. Well, you see, I have the one-sided read. Tsutsumi, you have the evergreen beach, no? Nejima, you're a curse bearer? You're using the power of the curse? Indeed, and what a peculiar curse it is. But that's where my hints end, wahaha. God damn it, the curse echo couldn't have fallen into worse hands. Yeah, we all saw that coming. What is your goal? Now, you gotta understand. I've repented, seen the light. I've been a good boy since I was granted parole. I even got myself a job. I've been real serious about walking the right path. Well, that's very nice. Keep it up. But it was no good. When the opportunity arose, it was impossible to hold myself back. I knew I had to give you a little token of thanks, or I'd never truly be able to have a fresh start. Do you get what I'm saying? No thanks. I don't need anything. No need to do all that for me. Just try to live a quiet life. Oh, it's no hassle. No hassle at all. It would be all too easy to just kill you, to tear you apart. But that wouldn't be very satisfying. Certainly not after 20 fucking years of waiting. That's a long time to nurture a grudge. It is the grudge. You fucking bet it is. I let it gnaw at me, grow inside of me. I thought of nothing else. All that time, I played model prisoner, endured the harassment those asshole guards threw at me. And I did it all for you, Tsutsumi. So please, just accept my deepest and most sincere feelings. Sorry, but I'm afraid I don't feel the same way about you. Shut the fuck up. That attitude of yours is why I'm saving you for last. What are you planning? Whatever it is, bring it on. I'm not running away. I just told you I'm not coming for you yet. Pay attention when people talk, shithead. Man, this Nejima is an ass. You see, this time I want to see you on your knees, weeping in despair, begging me for mercy. Wow, oh no, I'm so sorry, dear Nejima. Please forgive me, I won't do it again. Shut the fuck up. This is exactly why I've always hated you so much. It was worth a shot. Did you really think that would save me, asshole? You must be crazy. Well then, we're both crazy. We've got so much in common. We should be friends. Tatsuya is just like such a badass. I love it. Try cracking your jokes while you still can. I'm going to kill everyone you care about, one by one, till there's no one left. Sorry to disappoint, but I'm a lone wolf. I don't have anyone like that in my life. Boss? What about me? Or wait, are you just trying to protect me? There's not a single person you care about? I wonder what your sweet daughter would think if she were to hear that. Yeah, he's totally going for the daughter, of course. She's living all on her own now, isn't she? Attending university and all? Such a good girl. Oh my, don't tell me that she just happens to live in Honjo. What? She does? No, forget it. This isn't funny, asshole. I'm going to find you and make you pay. Ah, I love it. Keep going. I want to hear you lose your mind. It's music to my ears. Ah, fuck you. So maybe his daughter isn't Yoko. I thought it was because of the alcohol reference. Maybe his daughter is like the other chick, the crazy one that like wants to bring back the artist because she's in university. I don't know. It's one of those like could be either. They probably did that intentionally, so you don't really know. One more thing we should discuss. In fact, it's the most important thing. Thought you were finally going to shut up. I'm already sick of you, so I'll pass. Oh, but you don't want to miss this. It's the main course. I could just go after your daughter, but something tells me you'd get bored. No, I'm good. You got me real fired up. You're in my head. Well done. What's in the box? No. But this is a gift tailor-made. I'm going to kill all the people you swore to protect. Every last person living here. You couldn't. Oh, but with this curse of mine, I can. I'll give you until dusk. By then, I could probably get a couple hundred people or so. And it'll all be your fault. Oh, it must be so hard to know they'll all die because of you. So tragic. It must be tearing you apart, wahaha. Don't fuck with me. There's no way an amateur like you could pull off a curse that strong. Unfortunately for you, I absolutely can. My curse stone is a particularly strong one, which means I can have my fun without needing to hold back one bit. It's almost like the Feast of Shadows was cast just for me. You're surprisingly well informed about this. Who was it that tipped you off? Who knows. Then how about I kill myself first and ruin all your fun? What about that, asshole? Idiot, you think I'd call it off just because you were dead? There's no running away for you. Grr. I'll find you. I won't let you get away with this, Nejima. You've got 12 hours. Do you really think your paltry little organization will be able to make a dent in my plans? Oh, the sacrifices made will be heavy. I can't wait to see you sobbing with regret. And I'll even have enough soul dregs to pull off the rite of resurrection. How splendid. Wait, Nejima, you're after the... Anyway, see you around. Bye-bye now. Aria, did you catch all that? What's he planning? Who knows? For now, we need to find him and get him into custody. Send word to HQ. But the fact that the 7 mysteries are wrapped up in this is going to make things tricky. You mean with Nejima being a curse bearer? Just our luck, really. It couldn't have been a worse guy. Sounds like his curse will be able to kill a lot of people at once. I'd like to avoid getting our investigators caught in the crossfire. Blah, blah, blah. We'll use them to find out where he is, but then we're going in alone. We should try to collect as many curse stones as we can before then. Let's hurry. Oh, there's big sweeping music. Later. It was reported that a total of 3 suspicious deaths were discovered that night. Nejima's threats, along with the curses, were kept secret from the general public. However, the Honjo serial killings still made international headlines following the death of police officer Hajime Yoshimi. At Tsutsumi's request, a large-scale investigation was launched into Fumichika Nejima's whereabouts. Tsutsumi and Ario themselves spent the rest of the night looking for curse bearers in the area, but their search ended in vain. And with that, the curtain closed on that cursed night. What? Oh, Jesus. Like... Oh. Okay. So... we're gonna... Oh, is Mio not dead? That'd be nice. I'd be happy if Mio's not dead. Where do I want to go? Do I want to go, like, with Mio? Or do I want to sort things out with Tetsuyo? Let's go see what's going on with Mio. $8 a.m. Mio, you're alive! You made it! You're up! It's morning. Are you okay? Can you remember your name? Duh. I'm Miyako Sakazaki. Was everything okay? Yep, still alive. I couldn't dispel the curse echo or learn the identity of who used it, but I managed to at least get away. But in that situation, it's the best you can hope for. I'm sorry I got you involved in something so dangerous. I meant to look for you as soon as the sun rose, but I was just so sleepy. I can't even remember when I fell asleep. It's okay. It's only natural to be exhausted after what you went through. Besides, I also feel bad that you've been wrapped up in all of this. It's supposed to be my job to prevent that from happening. Oh, yeah? You said something about that last night. Just who are you exactly, Mio? Well... The truth is, I've been trained in things having to do with the supernatural. Huh? You mean you can learn that kind of stuff? Like you would with flower arranging? Yes, flower arranging. I had quite the eventful childhood. That sounds like it must have been tough. Yeah, it would take a long time to explain, so let's leave it at that for now. As fate would have it, I've ended up as the apprentice, or maybe more like assistant, to a notable paranormal expert. Schools have always had more paranormal disturbances because young people tend to be more susceptible to these things. I'm sent to schools that may experience something paranormal and put a stop to it before it happens. Wow, that's amazing. So it's like a part-time job you do while also being a student? Yeah, except I don't get paid. Yeah, all part of her training. Oh, you got a rough then. Still, it's really amazing. You were so cool when you faced off against the evil spirit, like she totally was. Like, no guff. I never know if I should be happy when you compliment me like that. But anyways, that's why it's up to me to resolve any paranormal issues in the school, and why I'm going to look into the cause of all this. But for now, let's head to school. Yeah. Oh, do you have your curse stone? Now that it's daytime and its power is diminished, I should be able to hold on to it. Want to give it a try? Right, I do have it, but... Yako? Is it really so wrong, trying to bring Michio back, I mean? I can't approve of it. The rite may seem like a dream come true, but if it involves taking the lives of other people, then... Yeah, true. I want to make sure this whole ritual ends without anyone getting hurt. That's what I believe, and what I'll put before anything else. I'm sorry, but is it okay if I hold on to it? Yako? I promise I won't use the curse no matter what, but maybe there's some other way. I just have this feeling that I shouldn't give up on the possibility just yet. That said, I'll help you, even if it's to stop the curses. For the Michio that still exists within me, I'll settle things so that we can move forward. Miho's like, yeah, I ain't buying it. Okay, but if you ever feel in danger, you can give me the curse stone at any point. Right, thanks, Mio. Okay, let's go. Let's go! Okay, anyway. There's so many of these damn mockingbirds. Dang. Okay, anyway. Wow. Uh-oh! Huh? I thought it unusually noisy. There's a big group of people and police in front of the school. Did something happen? If the police are here, then something must have. I'll go ask. Thanks. Like, Mio's like, I'll take care of it. This isn't good. What happened? Don't panic, okay? The first teacher who came to work this morning found something. Okay. Mr. Jonuichi was found dead in the middle of the school grounds. What? They're closing the school for today, but that's not all. I didn't know this either since I didn't watch the morning news, but rumors are spreading that a number of bodies were found nearby. What? There's no way. Why? Could it be because of the curse? We don't know enough to say. From what I heard, Mr. Jonucci's body was in the middle of the grounds, but his body was covered in bruises like he'd fallen from somewhere high. Weird. Taking into account his unnatural death and the timing, it's very likely it has something to do with the curse. You're saying someone used their curse on him last night? Seems like it, doesn't it? But that's so scary. Yeesh, so the curses really do kill people. And someone used it. Shh, keep your voice down. What happened if another curse bearer heard you? Well, somebody killed the teacher. I tried to, but it wouldn't let me. So, the one-sided read, the story behind that was that, like, it basically dismembers one side of the body. And we kind of saw that when we went in the bad end with Yako. So, if the teacher wasn't dismembered, like he fell from a high place, then that's a different curse. And I wonder if that was the girl that he was with. Remember, he was with one of the students, the delinquent that the cop was working with. Man, this thing's just so twisted. School's out for someone. Maybe we should sneak into the back entrance. That person over there. It's the delinquent, right? She was at the school last night, too. She must know something of Mr. Jonichi. Let's see what she has to say. Mio, wait for me. You got something to say? Huh? So you're telling me the two of you were the ones at the school last night? No sense hiding it then. Plus, I owe you one, Mio. I'll tell you everything I know. Thank you. Why does she owe Mio? She owes you? Oh, okay. Right, after I transferred here, there was a bit of trouble. She gave me one of those, what was it? Oh, exorcisms. Huh. So that's what it was. Seriously? She wasn't a delinquent. She was just, like, friggin' possessed by a demon? I want to know about your exorcism. What can I say for sure is, thanks to Mio, the weird symptoms that were happening to me all went away. Yeah, some people are born with a natural sensitivity to the paranormal. They tend to end up isolated as they struggle to relate to the people around them. They also tend to draw spirits to them naturally. This can cause strange symptoms they don't understand, like headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations, even memory problems. I'm sure it must have been very hard. So that's how it works, huh? Do people also have their personality taken over? It's possible with spirits who have a very close relationship to their target, like siblings or a parent and child. But you almost never hear about people being taken over completely. It's when the two parties aren't in sync that those negative effects can start to appear. So the seances or whatever you see on TV are all bogus? Not quite. There are mediums and diviners who can align their minds with the spirits they call, though there are people on TV who are just putting on a performance. Huh. There are people who in life have extremely powerful spirit sense or a deep connection with the person, but even they shouldn't be able to completely take over the person they possess, and even if they could, it'll only be enough to pressure them to choose certain behaviors that wouldn't be unusual for them to do on their own to begin with. Huh. But if that's the case, wouldn't you not know if you were choosing that behavior of your own will or not? Hence why there are lots of cases where people don't even realize they're possessed. Though the spirit may influence the behavior and memories of the host, the deeper their connection to life, the easier it is for that to occur. Now, that's interesting. That's an interesting take on possession. Getting possessed by a spirit's pretty complicated. Oh yeah. Must have been tough for you being possessed for so long, Hitomi. Huh, whatever. Might happen to me, doesn't make any difference. Me being able to see spirits and stuff has nothing to do with how things ended up like this. Yeah, it's not like being able to see them is your fault either. Same goes for me. Maybe it's just something we have to live with. I think you have a knack for it yourself, Yako. I bet you could see them too with a little training. Think I'll pass. So that's why you do the job you do, huh, Mio? I thought she was a weirdo when she showed up all of a sudden saying she was going to exorcise me. If you hadn't said anything, I probably would have knocked your lights out. You tried to perform an exorcism on her without telling her anything? You see, in my experience, most people don't understand no matter how much I explain. They only accept my explanation after they see the results. Well, I guess that makes sense. Did you hear about Mr. Junichi? Heard about it. I've known about it since last night. I saw that asshole bite it on the school grounds myself. What? You saw it happen? Tell us about it. What happened exactly? Don't really know myself. It was pitch black. What I can tell you. Pitch black, but that was the, it was almost dawn, probably around 3. He started freaking out all of a sudden, ran out onto the ground like something was chasing him, then screamed. Somebody help me, forgive me, Michio. Or something like that while he was running around. Michio? He mentioned Michio? Was there anyone else out on the grounds? It was too dark to see from where I was. If you could be psychically trained, would you want to see whatever was out may or may not be out there? Wow. Silent. I mean, to be fair, there's lots of fandoms that could be cults. To be fair. To be fair. But for just a second, I think I saw a girl in a school uniform with her hair in braids. I didn't go out to make sure, so it could have been nothing for all I know. Then I heard him begging for his life like I was wrong and I'll do anything. Then all of a sudden his arms and legs snapped even though he was just standing there. His arms and legs broke without anything being done to him? He fell over and quit moving, so I thought I better get out of there. Huh, so it's the curse. So Michio was killed by a curse? Oh my god. CL, do you realize it's so funny? We're talking about Silent makes the comment light novels fandom is like a cult, and then you just come out with like one of the most light novel sounding titles of all time. I was once part of an unintentional YouTube cult. That could be a good story. Then he croaked. That's all I saw. I see. But from what you've told us, it almost sounds like Michio's ghost chased down Mr. Junichi and killed him. Hell, if I know anything about that, I'm just telling you what I heard him say. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, of course you're not going to tell the cops. They'll never believe it. There must be at least one person in the police worth trusting, right? I guess. There was this one cop who always got on my case about stuff, but he died just the other day. Oh, he did? I'm sorry to hear that. Everyone who gets involved with me ends up dead. Maybe I really am cursed. Pisses me off. You've got it all wrong. The spirit that possessed you wasn't that kind of spirit. Huh, it wasn't? Yeah, this was just an unfortunate coincidence. Though, I'm sure that was hard enough for you. That's all I know about that asshole's death. Hey Mio, I've been thinking something. The way she described it reminded me of something. The way Mr. Junichi died. It sounds a lot like how Michio died. Yeah, right? It totally does. Right? The curse of the 7 mysteries hadn't manifested when she died. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, there's so much twisted stuff going on. Like, I just don't... I'm starting to get the feeling like there's no damn way that I can get close to finishing this game. Because, like, tonight, unless I play for hours. Because, holy crap, there's so much going on. And it just feels like we haven't gotten anywhere near to, like, it seems like every time we take a step forward to figuring things out, it's just like... Yes, I know J-Novel's still a possibility. They're accepting entries until the end of January. I haven't written a goddamned word. You know, I think it was Who the hell was it? That was saying the other day, they were like, oh, I bet you J-Novel Club gets a whole bunch of NaNoWriMo novels. And I was thinking about that, and I'm like, damn, at this point, I might as well try and do NaNoWriMo and do the novel. How would you guys feel about me streaming writing a book every day in the month of November to try and get it done? I know, it'd be boring as hell, but I'd at least have some music on. It might be kind of ASMR-ish. You could watch me like curse and swear as I type furiously and then delete everything I've written because I hate it. Thank you, CL. I appreciate you giving me permission to use your title. I really do appreciate that. Because, like, seriously, it does sound like a light novel. It really does. But, you know, half my problem, I know I should shut up and just play the game because at this point, like, I'm not getting anywhere and this game's, like, got so much stuff still. But like, half the issue that I have is that I can't just settle on an idea and, like, actually sort the idea out from beginning to end. You know what I mean? Like, I get lots of good ideas. I start kind of developing an idea, developing the story, and then I'm like, I don't know where to go with it. And then something else catches my attention and I come up with another idea and I'm like, oh, and I start thinking about that. I'm like, maybe this one I can get. And then no, I hit a roadblock. New idea. It's awful. Like, I don't know. It's all my problem and it's no excuses. I mean, there's probably things that I could do to get past it. I'll own that. But that's just where I'm at. You know? All right. If we can trust what the spirit board said, that Michio died in an accident. Right. Okay, so let's ask about the classroom. What were you guys doing? You gonna tell the cops? No. They'll suspect you if we told them we saw you last night. Anytime something happens with someone like me, all those shitty adults start jumping to conclusions. I understand. I won't tell them. You wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway. If you say so, then I don't mind telling you about it. So, last night, that piece of shit Junichi called me over here acting like he was going to attack me or something. What? I mean, come on, are you really that surprised? What the hell did you think he was going to do to a friggin' student in a classroom late at night? I'm glad he's dead. He had it coming. Yeah, I mean, I kind of think he did. Calling people worthless and a cancer on society when he doesn't know shit about them. He was the one always acting like scum, if you ask me. Is that so? Tell us some more detail while he called you? Hard to explain where to start. Well, just start. Okay, what was he doing that was so bad? Michio Shiraishi, right? The girl who killed herself? Yeah. I don't know everything, but that creep of a teacher had some dirt on her, and he was using it to blackmail her, call her up after school and make her do whatever he wanted. Gross. Like, I'll leave it to your imagination. Yeah, thank you. Nothing that a couple model students like you would ever get involved in. What do you mean by dirt? I don't know anything about this. How could I not have known about this? Well, come on. Just because you're close friends with a person doesn't mean you know everything. Yako, I know how you feel, but try to calm down. You got guts acting like you were her friend. Junichi really did a number on both Michio's body and soul. She probably felt she couldn't tell anyone, like she had to suffer alone. How terrible. Hitomi, how do you know about this? I just happened to walk in on it. I know the spots around school people go to when they want to stay out of sight. He ran off in a panic when I yelled at him asking what he was doing. Walked in on it? Oh, come on, you can't show details, yo. Okay, good. I was gonna say, I'm already limited on my monetization because of, like, all the dead teenagers and stuff. Jeez. Come on, we can't, like, jeez. She told me everything that happened in whispers. She probably figured I wasn't the type to spread stuff around, but she never asked for my help. She told me that she was fine and to keep it a secret. Michio, why? She probably thought she just had to grit her teeth till it was through. She was naive. I tried to tell her that if you give guys like that an inch, it'll take a mile. She kept saying about how it was her punishment. She was soft. Of course, Junichi didn't change. He kept on doing what he was doing. I don't understand either of them, but that's as much as I was involved. And then she killed herself. Nothing I can do about it now. Hitomi, if you knew about it, then why didn't you... You trying to say it's my fault? She told me not to say anything. She told me she was fine. So what the hell more responsibility do I have other than what I already did? Yako, there's no point blaming Hitomi. Michio, why? Why? Did you hear what this dirt was? I'm just gonna take a look. Saw with a... Yeah, no, like Silent, I mean, you're right. It's, I mean, I again, like, I mean, I've written stuff, right? But I'd never claim to be an expert. I do write things down, like I do, like, rough plots and rough ideas of what I have. It's just whether I can formulate it. I have written a lot of stuff, like, kind of off the seat of my pants. Just kind of, like, made it up as I went with just a general idea. It is tough to do. It is tough. But I know lots of writers who excel writing that way. Like, they just love to not know. They just come up with a really vague idea and just go for it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any one way to write. It's just the way that works for you that you just have to find. Nope, never heard what the dirt was, but by the sounds of it, he'd been blackmailing her since about a year ago. For that long? The dick probably caught her doing something she shouldn't have been. She looked well behaved, but there's more to a person than meets the eye, you know? Got nothing to do with me. Okay. So last night, how did it start? Remember that nosy cop I mentioned? He was always on my case? He died at the former Yasuda Gardens a couple days ago. Yoshimi was his name. He was part of the juvenile division. He didn't look like a cop at all. Real rough guy, but good at looking out for folks. So he was the only one I could talk to. Huh, so there was someone like that with the police. Too bad he ended up dying. Oh, another thing? One time he suddenly introduced his fiancée to me. It was hilarious seeing a big guy like that act like a shy little kid all of a sudden. She told me that she was like me when she was my age and that she was on my side. Must have been a terrible loss for her too. I do feel a little bad for her when I think about how sad she must be. And I saw him at the gardens the night he died. Oh no. Jesus, this girl's seen some crap too. Whenever I would get worked up over something, Yoshimi always took me straight to that park. Then he'd listen to whatever it was I was pissed off about. That day he called me over there like usual. But something seemed off about him, like he was worried about something. Yeah, he asked me for a favor too. That was pretty unusual. A favor? What kind? He handed me a weird talisman and asked me to hold on to it for him. A talisman? Yeah, just a normal good luck charm. I figured if that's it, then sure, I'll take it. I have it with me now. Yeah, you should keep that with you. I think that's a great idea. But that wasn't all. Then he told me that he wanted me to look for a talisman Michio Shiraishi had that looked like this one. Michio? What does she have to do with this? Yoshimi had been meeting up and talking with her. While they were together, he noticed that she had like a special talisman or something. But apparently Michio always avoided the subject. A talisman that Michio had? He knew that I knew her, so that's why he asked me, he said. Could there have been something that Michio couldn't tell even the police about? I know things at home were a little complicated. From what I heard, Michio was keeping her mouth shut about what Jonichi was doing to her. Hard to talk with the cops when someone's got dirt on you. And I didn't squeal on anything about Michio either. What is it that had such a strong grip on you? So basically, Yoshimi didn't just have his eye on Michio, but her talisman too. But after she died, he didn't know where it ended up. So, since I knew her from school, he wanted me to look into it for him. Is there something special about the 2 talismans? I wonder why he gave it to you. Hell if I know. When I looked inside it, there's just a weird kind of grimy scrap of wood. So you've seen inside it? But from the way he was acting, it seemed important to him somehow. But to be honest, what he was asking is such a pain in the ass, I figured he had to be serious about it. Oh, and since he died right after that? Yeah, he even said to me, if anything happens to me, take those 2 talismans. Give them to a guy named Nakagoshi at the police department. Knowing what I know now, he probably felt that something was going to happen to him. Nakagoshi? Do you know him, Mio? No, I've just heard the name, I think. So there really is a Nakagoshi? That's a relief at least. Anyway, it didn't feel right just ignoring a dead guy's last request. Would you mind if I had a look at it, the talisman? Sorry, but I don't trust you all that much yet. It's important to me. Okay. Huh. I see. So you thought, okay. I asked him yesterday afternoon if he knew anything about her talisman. Okay. He gave me some cryptic response like, I can't talk about it now, come to the school tonight. He even gave me the code to the lock on the back entrance. He seemed pretty willing to give it out, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's used it for secret meetings before. Yuck, I can only imagine. We climbed over the front gate to get in. So yeah, we met up in the classroom in the middle of the night, but nothing he said made any sense. Like, that I was really Michio and stuff like that. He went on and on about how it was my fault and that if only I hadn't been around or something. He grabbed a hold of me, breathing heavily. Eep! Were you okay? Yeah, that's right, when you two showed up. I was able to get away while Junichi was freaking out. My gosh, good thing you got away. So, it's really all thanks to you two that I got away. But I didn't get any info about the talisman, so the whole thing was sort of a bust. Afterward, I was wondering what you two were up to, so I hid nearby. Then I saw you and old man Ashimiya talking, and then Mio showed up. Oh, you did? It's also why I saw Junichi come back outside and bite it. I see. So you were only here to look for Michio's talisman. I was dumb to fall for that creep Junichi's trap so easy. It could have gone a lot worse, but I lucked out. What you described does sound like Michio killed Mr. Junichi. She did have a reason to hate him after all. No way, you mean that really was her ghost? Like, for real? Those who die bearing strong resentment or regret can occasionally become spirits, either bound to a place or roaming freely. However, it'd usually be impossible for them to kill the living. Most don't have that kind of power. But it's possible they could possess someone close to them to act on those lingering regrets. Huh. Wonder if that's what happened. Alright, then supposing what the spirit board said is true and Michio's death was an accident, then she must have had some regrets. Well, she obviously had grudges, come on. Like, seriously. She didn't seem like she had something tormenting her so much she'd kill herself. And that's all I know. Happy? I still gotta look for the talisman. Sure, thank you, Hitomi. Oh, if you do find out anything about Michio's talisman, we'll be sure to let you know. Thanks. Can we get your contact info? Where can we normally find you? Right, I'm not home most of the time. Usually I'm at a friend's place. Here's the phone number. Thanks, we'll call her if we need to talk with you. And, what is it? You're easier to talk to than I imagined. I was kind of scared at first, but not anymore. Shut up! You were the one avoiding me. Anyway, catch you later. Don't die out there, okay? Thanks, we'll be careful. I didn't say I liked you. Shut up. Okay, Sundari girl. Yeah, so yeah, it does sound like he was killed by a curse. Which means there was a curse bearer at the school. Multiple, in fact. Yeah, a hell of a lot of them. Holy crap. The curse echo we experienced in the school and the one that killed Mr. Junichi seemed to be different. Yeah, hell yeah, they were different. Mr. Junichi, Hitomi, and old man Ashimiya who you ran into. I was thinking it would be among them, but there was one more person. Hitomi saw a girl in a school uniform with braids. From what Hitomi was saying, it doesn't seem like she's one. Mr. Junichi is pretty suspicious, though. If he were a curse bearer, it would certainly explain why he was killed. Right, that's why I say there are multiple. Oh, right, the person who killed Mr. Junichi would have to be one too, which means it must be either the mysterious girl or old man Ashimiya. Yeah, we should certainly be careful of them. That said, the mysterious girl and the fact that Mr. Jonichi thought it was Michio that was attacking him has me wondering. Of course, I doubt Michio herself was actually there, but... Oh, I just remembered. I also saw Mr. Araishi outside the main gate last night. You did? It's likely he's involved with the curses, given that he's the one doing research on the rite of resurrection. So we'll have to be careful of old man Ashimiya and Mr. Araishi. I want to believe that not all curse bearers will be hostile, but... As for what to do now, I'd like to find who is responsible for the Feast of Shadows that set this off and how they did it. I don't think we'll be able to end this without stopping it at its source. Yeah, damn straight. Who is the one pulling the strings behind the scenes? What should we do next? We'll need to talk with Mr. Araishi. He definitely knows something. Should be safer during the day, so I think we should try to look for him. Got it. I'll help in any way I can. But school's closed. I wonder where he could be. Let's try heading someplace someone may know where he is. Where to go then? Like the library or something? Like where is this? Holy crap, there's a lot of places to go. Wow. I'm thinking I'm going to have to continue this on another night, because holy Jesus, this is getting long. And I haven't even finished like other routes too. Anyway, we'll push ahead. Where are we right now? Oh no. No. We're not going to do that. We're going to finish this chapter at least. I am not restarting this. Hopefully, like, some of this moves quickly, because I think it's just going to be like we show up and there's nobody there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Okay. Oh. What? So is it going to do that no matter where I go? Seems weird it would allow me to do that. Yujing, yeah, that's exactly it. So the whole point, like, so given that Mio was missing a leg when we found her when she was dead, it's clear to me that that the janitor killed her. He knew that there was a girl inside the school, so he went looking for her, found her, and killed her, and then he kills Yako when she comes in. That's the whole thing. So when Yako instead told him that Mr. Junichi was inside, he didn't go looking for Mio, didn't find her, and so then therefore he didn't kill her. So that's how we were able to save her in that timeline. I know that this is very likely that none of this is going to result in anything going forward. I don't know, but I'm just going to try the different locations and see. Oh, so something is happening here. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. Start from location. There's only 2 more. It's not too bad. What about high school? I'm guessing that it's just like, if we go to where Araishi is, then something might happen. Or it just ends the chapter, like this is just how the chapter ends no matter what choice we make. Yeah. It may very well just be that, like, no matter what I choose, it's going to do that. But, I mean, there's only one more to go, so... I would just, like, kind of kick myself if I didn't at least try them all and make sure that I didn't give up the possibility of moving forward. Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay, so yeah, so this is a dead end. So I've got no choice but go back to Tatsuya. Because that's the only other one. So I'm going to say that basically in order to progress this storyline, I have to progress Tatsuya. And then once they move to this next sort of timeline part of the day is when we'll pick up again with Harue. With her timeline. Interesting. What time is it? Well, I said I was going to go longer, didn't I? Well, let's see how this goes. I mean, yeah, let's see. Let's go. All right. You managed to get some info. Yeah. Body's been taken. All right. Let's go. Okay. All right. There's not really anything else. Whoa. What? Wait. I found a bird! Wow. That's how that's going to go down, eh? Okay. Yeah, I think there's more. Like, yeah, I like depending on how this ends, like this particular chapter, I may just have to call it, and then I'll have to come back. Um, I've got plans like the next 3 nights, so I probably won't be able to stream again until Halloween night. But I mean, that might be a good time to finish this if I can. Strange deaths all over the place. Yeah, oh yeah, I know. Okay, let's go. Let's see what he's found out. Okay, let me fill you in. Go. Serial killings. 3 mysterious deaths were confirmed in the area, including the one in this park. The young man we found here. He's been identified as Shogo Oki, 25 years old, a regular old office worker who worked around here. He died of asphyxiation due to water in the lungs. He drowned. In the middle of the park? That's not possible. Gotta be a curse. About that, boss. Isn't this park associated with one of those 7 mysteries too? Was it the Whispering Canal? Right? Yeah, I think the collectible mockingbirds are just like a collectible. I think. I don't know. Unless they open some kind of bonus chapter or something. I don't know. So, yeah. We're getting the hang of it. Yeah, okay. So that was then. Who else died? The body of a woman was found behind a residential complex in Kamezawa. Tawaka Hayashi, 29 years old. She was an office worker who lived on her own in the area. Cause of death was the entirety of her body was crushed by some kind of strong external force. Okay, so that must have been the one person that what's-his-face killed with the stomping. Yeah, large, flat, and heavy that would have crushed her in one fell swoop. Hang on, are you saying she was stepped on? Yeah, foot washing mansion. Yep. So, Namigaki's doing shit. I knew he'd used it. Judging by the amount of soul drags, the victim was just a regular person, not a curse bearer. Guess we should report this to Paranormal Affairs. Got it. As for the third victim, yeah, that's Januichi. So, yeah. External trauma from the impact crushed his arms and legs. He couldn't have fallen, so died in school. Kamagata houses one of the 7 mysteries. Oh, which one did it? Well, it was the Fool's Procession, wasn't it? I mean, that's where we got it, but Yako has the Fool's Procession. So it couldn't have been that. Yeah, so we've got a curse bearer pulling all the strings. And then we know that there's not even 7, there's 9, right? So, yeah. And Hajime's case wasn't all the... Exactly, he died of something mysterious too in a place connected to the 7 mysteries. But the timing, again, the timing is the issue. Michio's death, Hajime's death, like the timing is a problem. So... I almost wonder, so like, Araishi supposedly told them there were 9 curses. Could it be the reason that it's called the 7 curses is because the other 2, there's something special about them. They're like separate from the other 7. Do you know what I mean? So like maybe those 2 are something more, like maybe they're consistent. Maybe they don't like awaken. Maybe there's something permanent about that. I'm not sure. Or yeah, or you're talking about a curse practitioner who can do it without a curse stone. Right. I mean, things like that exist, right? Well, then, like, why don't we figure out, like, you worked for paranormal investigations, why don't you find out the one person who can manage it? Yeah, like, I mean, exactly. Curse bearers started, but we may not have found the bodies. Yep, safe during the night for the daytime. Yeah. So we gotta try and get this all settled before nighttime. Yep, 4. The one-sided read, yeah. So, I mean, we know at least who has the clappers. So they've got 4. That we know about 6. We don't know who has... Now, because Shogo's dead, we don't know who has the one that he got. Yeah. So they're going to search for Nejima and try and track him down. Yeah, you've got your work cut out for you. Hell yeah. I asked around Sumida's Community Safety Bureau where Yoshimi was stationed. Seems like he was investigating the apparent suicide of a girl named Michio Shiraishi. Oh yeah, I heard about that. He was trying to determine whether it was really a suicide, looking into the height of the building, the force of the impact, her wounds, all that. He must have suspected some kind of foul play because he ordered a full investigation. But it had already been deemed a suicide and his superiors told him not to go stirring things up. Huh, what was the evidence? Well, according to the report I found on his desk last night, the body was found at the foot of a building a ways away from the road. There was no evidence of a vehicular collision, so it was ruled a suicide, but he thought there was more to it? Yes, a truck or other flat-faced vehicle traveling at high speeds could have inflicted similar damage. In other words, sometimes a traffic accident can look an awful lot like a fall. So there's a chance that it wasn't a suicide, but what a terrible way to go. There were no brake marks on the road, meaning it would have been a hit and run. The vehicle would have hit her without slowing down at all. This is turning into quite the grisly case. You think? You think? But the vehicle couldn't have come out of that unscathed. Exactly, so I asked Traffic Bureau to keep an eye out for any vehicles with frontal damage, but I haven't heard back from them yet. So we've got no proof, yeah. That said, if it was a traffic accident rather than a suicide, it's possible someone silenced Yoshimi because he was on the verge of discovering the truth. That's true. You think the driver is the one who did him in? Not quite. Yoshimi had already talked to forensics and the traffic bureau, right? His death wouldn't have covered things up. You're right on that. Even if the suicide was a cover-up for a hit and run, it doesn't seem like enough reason to kill a cop. Oh, that's right. Unrelated, but I got something else too. I managed to get a hold of Michio Shiraishi's address. Yoshimi went there a bunch over the course of his investigation. Might be a good idea for us to drop by too. Good thinking. Hopefully that'll give us some more leads. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Yeah, the girl he met with, yeah. Contact for her on hand, not even an address. When I called, they said they hadn't heard from her in a month. Lots of family issues, yeah. Well, yeah. She still goes to school once in a while, so we might be able to find her there. Oh, I see. So they're setting up all the locations we're going to visit after this. She could be a key witness. Can we have community safety track her down for us? We can ask, but it might be tricky to get it done. For starters, Komogata High School is closed today. Ah, because of the teacher that died. That's right. All right. It's nothing something we can do today. We may have to forget about it. Let's move on then. The fiancée, Mayu Chozawa, 27 years old. She works as a beautician in the area. She's a beautician. She works with soap. I haven't managed to get a picture of her. She sure is a beauty, but here it comes. What? Community safety hasn't been able to contact her since Yoshimi died, not by phone or at her house. In other words, no response, dead silence. Oh, God. There it is. Can't things just be easy for once? Right? Huh. Oh, well, she's got to be important. She's on the cover artwork. Oh, man. Crime of passion. It's common, but you never know. Things could be different behind closed doors, I guess so. But we'll have to consider the opposite scenario too. It could be that the same person who was out for Yoshimi is after his fiancée as well. She could be in danger. You're right. Either way, she's important to the case. HQ already has people looking for her. We'll know as soon as she's found. One soap to rule them all. We are so hung up on the soap, yo. Okay, they haven't received any word. Guessing he wasn't at home or work. Well, of course. Apparently he vacated his last known address a week ago. A week ago. In other words, when Michio died? He was only there for a month before he quit. So wait. House visits and interviews, but never bothered checking in on his workplace. He'd also said he'd lost track of Nejima when he moved to a new place. Like, that's just sloppy. Oh, you know, my parole officer, I got assigned this killer that everybody assumes is a mass murderer, and I just kind of lost track of him, you know. You know how it is. Jesus. Wow. Well, I mean, even if he's overworked, I mean, come on. Choose your battles. You've got one prisoner who did petty theft. You've got another that's a murderer. Which one should you keep tabs on? Yeah, no kidding. Like, seriously. Man, just talking to him left him. Like, I don't even know this dude. It's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah, of course that's why. He's mocking us. Yeah, of course he is, man. Well, for now, the paperwork to circulate his name and mugshot is being filed. It's going to take way too long. We only have till dusk. So, what about him now? Oh, did you manage to reach your daughter? It'd be best to put her into protective custody. Not yet, I can't reach her. They called, but she's not picking up. Wasn't home when they went to the house either. That's not good. Does that mean she never came home? And why weren't you the one trying to reach her? Shut up. I don't have her contact info, alright? Damn, she really doesn't trust you, huh? Either way, I told her mother that it was an emergency and that we'd send an officer to find her and get her to safety. She was real reluctant, but I got her to agree. I guess that explains why you got divorced. But if you, her former father, can't find her, how the hell did Najima do it? Former, eh? That cuts deep. Yikes, sorry, it just kind of slipped out. Anyway, I suspect it has something to do with his curse, Echo. Back on topic already, huh? He said his curse could kill a lot of people in a short time. It may even allow him to act from a distance. Like, yeah, see? Someone on the cover art just being introduced now? Like, I'm really thinking, like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to get this done tonight. Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely one of the more gruesome of the 7 mysteries. All we do is throw more people at it till we find something. I'll check in with HQ frequently, see if they've got any updates. And that's about it. Shall we continue our investigation? Go to Komagata High School or Michio Shiraishi's house to find out more about her. Okay. Wow. Run out of time if I don't do something. Okay, well, I guess we're moving. Oof. Ah, man. Alright, you know what? There's way too much. Like, there's 3 full paths, like... Well, I mean, I know this one doesn't have a continuation yet, but come on, there's, like... None of these paths are going to be short. Like, none of them. Yeah, Mio's, like, come on. Mio's, like, crazy. Like, not only is she going to all these schools and helping them, but then she's just doing, like, exorcisms on the side. Like, come on. Mio is the unit. Yes. I think Mio's my favorite character. I love the, like, sassy look she gets on her face, too. She's, like, looks kind of chill, but then sometimes she gets that look, like, she exudes this major, like, F-U energy. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy Mio. I am glad that we were able to figure it out and not end up with her death. I much prefer that. Like, yeah. But fancy sushi. I mean, fancy sushi. Well, it is a Friday night. You know what? Let's just continue. Like, we'll just, like, yeah, whatever. Let's go. We'll go to the high school. I'm hoping that'll be short and sweet. We'll just walk up to it and they'll be like, yep, nobody's here because there's cops and everything. Let's go. Yeah. Gymnasium. Polling place and evacuation center. A lot of the buildings around here are still made of wood, but this place looks safe and sturdy. Okay. School gates. They'll stay locked while forensics inspects the scene. They're still busy. Can talk to the person in charge later. School building. It's been a growing problem for years now. School's no exception. Okay, whatever. Alright. Well. This place isn't only connected to the case because the students were under Yoshimi's jurisdiction. It's also the site of the Fool's Procession and of course where that teacher was killed. Seems like a likely place to find some clues, don't you think? Speaking of schools, you said Paranormal Affairs can't help us right now, so why don't we get that psychic high schooler you mentioned to help us? A lot of the people involved, so it might make things easier to have them with us. For a guy who questioned me on the legality of working with them, you sure seem eager to exploit underage labor. Who said anything about exploiting them? I just want to give our young experts the opportunity to shine. Seriously. Look at how this guy twists that stuff. I don't know where they are. Oh, I see. Ooh, pony face. I wonder if there's anyone who could help us scout out the area. I don't know. Is there? It doesn't look like it. I don't think there's anything else I can really do. Okay, let's move. I don't think we're going to get any further at the school for now. Let's go to Michio's neighborhood and see what happens. I mean, fancy sushi. Doing. At the end of this road, we don't want to intimidate them, so maybe I should go alone. Yeah, they're really grand. Strange as light gusts walking through definitely stand out. Really feels like old Tokyo. Place normally pretty lively, full of people coming and going. Seems like everyone's decided to stay inside because of the recent incidents. Can't really blame them. I mean, shit be crazy right now. Alright, Silent. You enjoy your sleep. Have a good night. Trees are also two big guys like us. Yeah. Alright. There's a chance Michio didn't actually kill herself. It might be for the best we didn't find her parents. Oh, so what? You didn't actually find her? Okay, Ariel, we're just waiting. Oh, there he is. You're back! No luck, boss. No one home? Doesn't look like it. I knocked for a while, but nobody came. I glanced in the windows, but there was no sign of activity inside either, and I saw about 3 newspapers stuffed into their mailbox. Suspend? What? You cannot currently progress any further. Once your situation has changed, select resume to try again. Really? So obviously I need to go to Richter. Interesting. Interesting. Alright. What's going on? Hey, Richter. Doot doot doodle doot doot doodle doot doot doodle doot. Morning, ma'am. How are you feeling? Hope we make good progress today. How's your curse stone looking? Haven't felt anything from it since sunrise. Interesting. It's possible its powers can only be unleashed at night then. That aside, why are you so late this morning? There are unfortunately some things that can't be investigated while the world slumbers. But I did get some research done in what limited time I had. So let's talk. Okay, mention. Anything else that I need to look at? That's gone. Alright. Must have been up all night investigating. Well, yeah, he basically told you that. Alright, our current plan is to steal a curse stone that's already absorbed soul dregs, but I'm wondering if it would suffice to not steal, but instead negotiate with the curse bearer and have them use the right for our purposes. I mean, I suppose that would accomplish the same, but do you think it's possible? I don't think it's possible. So long as we offer compensation, it may prove much easier than you expect. Compensation? Cash? Wouldn't be off the table for a family as rich as the Shigimas, would it? Of course, why, any amount would be fine if it'd get the job done. I won't let monetary matters lead me to regrets the way it did back with the ransom. Okay, with that option on the table, let's figure out our strategy. Me, Richter, need new strategy. Okay. Seems the other curse bearers haven't been that proactive about collecting soul dregs. Did you see the news this morning? No. 3 mysterious deaths. They've yet to announce the identities of the bodies found, but they've been nicknamed the Honjo serial killings. It's garnered quite some attention on the streets. Only 3? I mean, I get what you mean, but even if the victims were curse bearers, just 1 or 2 wouldn't be enough soul dregs. Man, when I was Shogo, I killed like crazy. Y'all are underperformers. Like, seriously. Put a little effort in. Dang. Oh, man. What's holding them back? Well, you know. There may still be some undiscovered victims, but it doesn't seem like anyone's gathered enough soul dregs yet. Well, I mean, to be fair, like, when you don't know what triggers another person's curse, you are going to be kind of cautious. I wonder if this situation could be what the mastermind who kicked it all off intended. I mean, could be. It's an interesting theory. You think there's someone behind this all? You mentioned hearing an agonized voice telling you to kill when you first obtained the curse stone. That doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. Someone agitated the curses in this area on purpose, and they're likely after the rite of resurrection as well. So you're thinking this person is not one of the curse bearers? You've got a sharp mind, man. Though it might seem obvious for the mastermind to become a curse bearer and collect soul dregs if they were after the rite, this would be very risky, since as a curse bearer they themselves would become a target. I mean, yeah, okay. So it'd actually be more convenient for them if the curse bearers moved less aggressively. That's right, but despite that, they've been inciting the curse bearers to commit murders. Why? Let's consider this. What if the mastermind isn't trying to collect soul dregs themselves? You mean their intention was also to steal the souls while the other curse bearers compete with each other from the start? Huh. Best for us to attempt the same strategy. Oh, I see. Man, Richter is suave. This dude's got his stuff put together, man. Still reason to suspect the mastermind could be a curse bearer themselves. To be honest, I want to keep my distance from whoever it is. There's no telling what kind of power they might possess. Whether our aim is to negotiate or steal, we'll have to outpace the mastermind in making contact with the other curse bearers. How do you suppose we do that? All we can do is search. So if there's a mastermind, can we be sure there's even a rite of resurrection? Good question. The rite could be nothing but a myth fabricated to spur the curse bearers into action. Huh. Yes, but Eugene, the other thing about that, though, is that when we talked to the storyteller afterwards, the storyteller was like, yeah, Shogo didn't kill anybody. And it was basically what the storyteller was saying. It was our fault that we were the ones who did all the killing. But I'm pretty sure if I went back and played that storyline again, the Shogo would just kill everybody anyway. You know what? Like... Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, it's interesting. It is interesting. Like, the storyline, it seems that we've obviously changed the storyline significantly because, like, even Haruwe, when we met her, she wasn't initially, like, you know, bloodthirsty, but she was out looking for curse bearers. She was out trying to get us to give up our stone. You know what I mean? She was willing to kill us for it. So, like, really, it's weird. Like, her actions are completely different this time around too. All right, yeah. So she's not going to give up, but we'll do it without using the curse ourselves. By the way, I met a few people who seemed like potential curse bearers last night. I did some investigating into them. I only managed to get detailed info on 2. You're quick. I suppose that's to be expected from an investigator extraordinaire. I appreciate the flattery. I love the pose. Ayame Tono, the girl we talked to before, though she isn't a curse bearer herself. She's a student attending T University of Art. She currently lives alone in an apartment near Midoricho Park. I called every single university with ukiyo-e in the curriculum pretending to be her parent. I went around to check on her place on the way here. It doesn't seem like she returned home last night. I'm worried she might have run into some trouble. Didn't you attempt to follow her? I'm embarrassed to say, but I couldn't. She shook me. I couldn't keep track of her, and here I thought you were an investigator extraordinaire. I'd like to learn more about her, but it would take some time. She's planning to steal the curse stones just like us. It's best we act carefully around her. Next to the tall man that was dressed in black, stood out the way he dressed, I managed to get some information on him. So, is he who I was thinking is? Yeah, the secretary of Hihaku Soaps. Okay, so it was. Takumi Yumioko, yeah. The factories are both located in Honjo. I'm sure that it's the chairwoman. Like, this soap stuff just comes up way too much. I am sure that it's the chairwoman, like, doing stuff. Get, like, all these notifications. What's going on? Alright. Nothing's going on that's important. Alright. It's only in the past 10 years the company's shown significant growth. She seems to be very shrewd. Well then. Every 10 years, even 10 years ago, there was many complaints about chemical plants dumping waste into the water. Yeah, I know, but Haruhi, she would have, like, Richter should have been working for her in the in the Shogo timeline too. So what changed there? I don't know. Like, it's just interesting, right? And I mean, again, like, there's too many variables and it may never be addressed. It could have just been a thing, you know what I mean? To, like, have us introduced to more people, but I wonder what a man working for such a company would have been doing in the middle of the night. I stopped by the company's headquarters, but they hadn't started for the day. Should have better luck later. Perhaps they're interested in seeing if the right would be beneficial for their product research into beauty and skincare? What? This one seemed to be out collecting soul dregs. Couldn't get a look at him, though. I couldn't gather enough intel to properly identify him. But I can make an educated guess. Yeah, the researcher. Yeah. Araishi, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it looks like Araishi from the back, yeah. And we do know that Araishi used the stone. So. Yeah. Holy, you got a lot of info, man. Their headquarters are in south. Okay, so that's probably going to be where we head that way. Learned something new about the criminal involved with the kidnapping. Really? Serial killings. There was a body found at Komogata High School. The person was identified as a school teacher. His name was Kohei. Do you think he was a curse bearer? Not sure. It's possible. But regardless, this means the two people who knew the truth about the kidnapping are both dead. Just when we were getting somewhere. It isn't enough to make me give up, of course. Still, we don't know anything about Michio Shiraishi's residence. It'd be wise to pay it a visit. In addition to 3 victims with the Sonjo serial killings, there's Michio Shiraishi, who reportedly committed suicide, and the police officer who died at the former Yasuda Gardens. If strange deaths continue occurring like so, they're bound to inspire strange rumors, but those last 2 have nothing to do with the 7 mysteries, no? It's true, both occurred a week before this accursed situation began. Still, it cannot be ruled out. It's possible that the mastermind was involved even with those killings. How? What if there were preliminary steps to awakening the 7 mysteries curses? Okay, yeah, alright. So yeah, here we go. Can we really assume they're unrelated just because the timing doesn't match up? Or rather, the police officer's death is so baffling that it'd be easier if it were connected to these curses. The victim wasn't the type to be caught off guard easily. You seem to know a lot about this. I suppose we weren't strangers. My personal feelings might be wrapped up in this one too. I see. If you were to investigate this matter more, you might get a lead on the mastermind. You're right. If we wish to focus on the mastermind's identity, this would be a fine starting point. We might even discover more deaths related to the curses on the way. We should pay attention to today's news. Well, that's all I have to report. Shall we continue? What do you want to do? If we still can't use the curse stone, taking a walk should be a fine place to start. Let's go together. I want to see what's going on for myself. Okay, are we really done? Yep, we're really done. Which places have stood out to me most so far? Okay. We'll go here first. What? There was something down there, wasn't there? Did I just see that? Small soap making company could grow so much in such a short time. They have factories and warehouses throughout the area now. Yeah, like it's totally... Yeah. Yeah, totally. So, yeah, like... Tetsuyo, yeah. The one side read, the Nejima, Tetsuyo. Tetsuyo. Harue. The Beckoning Light, we don't know. The Fool's Procession, yeah. So, yeah, there's still, like, at least 3. We have no idea. Huh. Okay. Natsue Yamamori. Okay, whatever. I don't... Takumi works as a secretary, that's right. Do you think it's possible he's acting on her orders? That's exactly my thinking. A cursed bearer with both money and power can certainly look at resurrection as their next prize. The canal known as South Warigesui ran through this area, but it's been turned into a major road. It's a bit away from Kinshicho Station or Ryogoku Station, though it's still considered a nice area. Stories of the ever-burning lantern and the foot-washing mansion both took place around here. One of the bodies discovered this morning was found by this road as well. It's quite a lively area. I suppose you could call it somewhat of a city center. It'll be better if I go inside the headquarters alone. Should walk around, visit a cafe for some tea. Really? Who else am I going to run into while that happens? Good luck. Don't die, Richter. Oh, wow, that was fast. There's no doubt he's the same man I saw last night, but it doesn't seem like he's a curse bearer. That doesn't mean he has no connections. He knew about the 7 mysteries. He even guessed we have a curse stone of our own. Tried to approach Takumi about a fallen item after I ran into him last night, however. You said your name was Richter, correct? I have a favor I'd like to ask of you. I'm hoping you would hand over the curse stone in your possession. Curse stone? What are you on about? No need to play dumb with me. In fact, there's no time for it. I had all the same reason you did to think you were a curse bearer last night. And your arrival here only confirms it. You are a curse bearer, no? You're right. We lack time. I'll confess, I am a curse bearer. I possess the curse stone of the haunting clappers. I'm glad to hear the truth. Finally, this conversation is worthwhile. It's a dangerous item you hold. Give it to me. My company will take the responsibility to dispose of it. I didn't know the soap business specialized in scrubbing curses clean. Ah, ah, ah. It is the prerogative of Miss Yamamori. Is that so? Assuming you've obtained the curse, you understand the power it involves, no? Miss Yamamori possesses supernatural powers akin to those of a god. She also has a deep love for this land, having transformed it from the pile of dirt it once was to the home of our headquarters. She cannot stomach the fact that it's now the site of these curses run rampant. Like, really? You're really... I find that so hard to believe. Sorcerer by the name of Suigen Gamiodo, who's gallantly working behind the scenes exercising spirits and the like. Go on. That being so, there have already been instances of the dead coming back to life. Do you understand the urgency of this matter? These are what? Dead coming back to life. What? Does he mean Yoko? Like, is he aware of the timelines? Huh. Interesting. How many curse stones have you acquired so far? If what you tell me is true, surely the company would have launched a large-scale search. We have 6. What? You're a liar. How can they have 6? Like, then there's way more. If that's true, there's way more than 9, but... Huh. Huh. Interesting. How prudent of you. I'll oblige. And that's how it went. So they aren't after the right after all. Well, I would be quick to trust him, yeah, no kidding. I mean, seriously. Yeah, of course he was lying to us. Yeah. No way they have 6. Baloney. Huh. He seemed rather desperate to get a hold of ours despite us not having collected any soul dregs. Perhaps the people at Hihaku are the masterminds behind the curses being unleashed. See, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Because the chairwoman's a witch? Well, I mean, you know, there's that possibility, I guess. But I mean, yeah, like, exactly. Would he have just, like, would he just be giving it up? I mean... People have been caught up about the occult more than ever before. If word spreads that Heihaku's chairwoman has godlike powers, she could very well benefit socially and politically from that mystique. Really? Wow, is the occult that big, I guess, in Japan, maybe? I don't know. Or is that just a fabrication? People were discussing whether one of the bodies this morning was that of an employee. So long as the officials haven't revealed the identity, it amounts to no more than speculation. Despite that, I have reason to believe Heihaku Soap's deeply involved. Yeah, no kidding. Totally. Absolutely they're involved. Deeply involved. Deeply involved. Yeah, we should avoid them. For sure we should. Alright, well I think we're pretty much done here. Interesting. Alright, so we're done. Okay. Oof. We used to be going late. Alright, I'm going to finish this chapter and then that's it. I'm going to call it for the night. Because it's just going way too long. And I do get the feeling there's just, I feel like we haven't, there's still much more to go. You know? Like, holy cow. Yeah. School gates, surroundings. Yeah, of course. Lots of people. You can blend in. Okay, yeah. Well, smart man. Hmm. Maybe the police really have something against private investigators, just like in detective novels. Fool's Procession. Curse bearer decided to turn up. Need to find out if that teacher was a curse bearer or not. Expect the police to be baffled since they don't know about the curses. I can ask around and see what the students have to say. You know what? Yeah. Let's see what you come back with. What did you learn? School kids love a good rumor. Yeah, drowning in stories about Mr. Junichi Michio, most of which seemed dubious at best. Most of what I heard was hardly worth a second thought, but there was one story that caught my attention. Some believe that Michio is the one who killed Mr. Junichi. Really? The story's got 2 pieces of evidence to back it up. One of them wasn't news to me. Apparently he's been mumbling about Michio was going to kill him for days now. Fellow teacher overheard his mumbling and told the students. And then it spread like wildfire. Yeah, of course. Of course it would spoil. That's like, yeah. As for the other piece of evidence, a pig-tailed girl in her school uniform was seen around school late last night. Go on. Although numerous people claim to have seen the girl, not one of them saw her face. Some are proposing it was Michio brought back to life or that it was her very vengeful spirit. But it's not like Michio's the only high school girl to wear pigtails. Well, yeah, of course. But if it were true, I'd want to get a hold of her in order to hear her side of the kidnapping. If she's alive, that'd be ideal. Still, one more thing I should mention. I discovered where Michio lived. Student had a list of student addresses on hand. I believe all of the students actually have a copy. Worries me how easy it was to obtain what should be confidential info. Yeah, no kidding, buddy. Jeez. Sure, let's hope it stays that way. In the meantime, it's now possible for us to visit Michio Shiraishi's house. May do well to stay home for some time. Yeah, just talking about safety of school. Yes, yes, yes. Criminals suck. Okay, he's done. Okay, we're done here. Think. Might be able to tell us more. It's a hard topic to bring up. However, yeah. Okay. Holy bejesus. Nobody's home. Seems to have been empty for a while now. Huh. Yeah, they sure scream working class, yeah. Sorry, Miss High and Mighty, I got all the money in the world. Alright. Talk. Met a few nice old ladies who were kind enough to give me the scoop. Turns out Shiraishi's reputation really went down the dumps this past year. I'll give you the quick summary. They moved here about 3 years ago. Their previous residence was in a better part of town. Michio's father died in a car accident, leaving behind just the 2 of them. Michio's mom, Toshiko, now a single mother, relocated here. At first they got along with their neighbors, many of which were in similar situations, helping and being helped in turn. So far so good. What happened? Well, their reputation began to go downhill a year ago. A man recognized as Toshiko's common-law husband moved into the household. His name was apparently Konkichiro Iwai. Neighborhood gossip is something else. Somehow everyone knew his name. So what of this Y character? He was apparently a vulgar fellow with a criminal record. He was prone to violent outbursts. Neighbors often heard screams and shouting coming from the home. The neighbors took particular notice of Toshiko's screams, pleading with him to not hit Michio. It's terrible. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, every night the neighbors also began to hear an eerie chanting. Chanting? Through this, the shiraishi's standing in the neighborhood plummeted rapidly. Toshiko was often seen covered in bruises and wounds. She stopped responding to her neighbors. She would just turn the other way when greeted. They kept their storm shutters closed even during the day and effectively shut themselves away from the community. Under current laws, police aren't allowed to get involved with domestic disputes? Really? And then Michio reportedly killed herself. Things only got worse with the Y, and Toshiko was admitted to the hospital for physical and mental abuse. Ever since, the Y hasn't returned to the home. Many locals expressed sympathy for Michio's circumstances, but just as many were fed up with the Shiraishis entirely and seemed relieved that things finally quieted down again. Seems that they were still considered outsiders even after 3 years of living here. Why would Toshiko have gotten involved with such a brutish good-for-nothing in the first place? I've heard many stories where one partner's personality does a complete turn after entering a relationship. After her first husband's death, Toshiko's financial situation had also taken a turn for the worse. She was determined to send her daughter to a good high school. It's possible she fell victim to sweet promises. Life can be tough, I suppose. You don't seem moved by the story, ma'am. That's fine. People have all kinds of stories. Oh yeah, he looks like a real sweet guy. Alright. They hadn't lucked out with theirs, bringing such a violent man into it. Okay, he's done. Think... Could it be the girl was forced by her circumstances to take part in the kidnapping? Like, I'm kind of starting to wonder that. If, like, something went sideways and that was why there was that kidnapping, why she got involved. Not sure. She wasn't in her apartment when I dropped by this morning. I wonder if it's worth checking again. Connect to the story of Taiko Tsugaru. Not only that, Katsushika Hokusai's home was also in this area. That might be why Ayami chose to live here. No, common law husband isn't just a Japanese thing. Here in Canada, I mean, I don't know if it's the same definition, but in Canada, common law is if you've lived together for a certain amount of time, they consider you common law, basically. Like, you haven't officially gotten married, but because you've basically shared household finances and everything for so long, it's kind of treated as the same sort of legal idea. So... Sorry, just taking a look to make sure I don't need to be doing anything. Alright. I'm gonna check out Ayami's apartment. Alright, go. Shoo shoo. You go figure it out. See what's going on. You noticed a few people who seem to be related to the police force keeping watch. Don't know if they got eyes on her apartment, but they do appear to be watching the building it's in. Interesting. You've got a sharp eye to have noticed. Part of the job, ma'am. However, it meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door or looking through her windows. I wasn't able to check her electric meter or mailbox either. You were planning to go that far? Yeah, man. Our boy Richter, he does all the things. Richter is on top of his game. think. Move. But like we've been everywhere now, so what the hell's the point of this? Like, what? Oh, it's his hand. Ha 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 ha. Like, what am I missing here? Like, I've got to be missing something. Like, what am I missing here? No, so yeah, it's telling me it's not complete, so I can't leave this chapter. What have I missed? What have I missed? What have I missed? What have I missed? Oh. What? Oh, it's the cops. Okay, so this is where we cross over. All right. All right, so that's where we cross over. So then now it's there. We can go back and we'll progress. So that'll be where that starts. Okay. All right, well, you know what? It is late. I am starting to feel like my voice is going to give out on me. So I'm going to call it a night. But man, this game is so good, and it really kind of cheeses me off that I'm not going to be able to play this for a couple of days now because of stupid life commitments. Stupid life commitments. Anyway, it is what it is, but yeah, this one's real good. I'm really enjoying this. Maybe we can finish it on a Halloween night. I mean, it seems like an apropos night to be finishing this off. I mean, heck knows, this is a nightmare game for some people in this game, eh? All right, so anyway, that'll do it for me. Thank you all so much for joining in. Thanks for your time and watching and enjoyment, and I really appreciate it. And I will be seeing you very shortly. Well, I mean, a couple of days, obviously, but, you know, shortly-ish. In any case, thanks very much for watching, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye for now.